Hello and welcome to my channel Inspiring Life Changes. My name is Colette and I'm here today to do the reading for Cancer for 2022. I know I'm a little bit behind due to unforeseen circumstances over this Christmas period. I was intending to get these done, but unfortunately something else happened instead and I ended up feeling very unwell and not able to do anything really, so I'm trying to catch up with myself now. So Cancer 2022, the reading is set out in a clock, so each number for a month, and I'm using 3 sets of tarot cards. So there's the Major Arcana set, and then there's the Minor Arcana that have both been separated from 2 separate decks, and then I will be using another set of cards as well to clarify those cards to start with. If you're interested in finding out more about your own astrology as well, there will be a link for you Cancer in the description box down below for you to go and check that out. And I may incorporate some astrology into the reading as I go through it, all depending on what comes up and how I feel about it, what comes through, and whether or not I think it's going to be relevant for your story over this coming year. So I'm going to start the reading with the energy of January. I know that it has passed, but it is quite important here. We have the Tower in reverse, and we also have the 5 of Swords, or the 5 of Air, in reverse as well. So this Tower energy, I feel, because it's in reverse, I feel as though it was completely, I mean the Tower is always out of the blue, but it's in reverse, so I feel as though it was kind of something that's been hanging around for a while, that this wasn't something that just happened in January. I feel that this could have come through earlier in December, possibly even November, but it was like the later part of 2021 I feel that this Tower kind of really hit. But in saying that, I don't feel as though it actually hit you, I wouldn't say directly, because if you see here there's this kind of link up to this energy. It looks like there's like this overlap of this lightning bolt here, and she is trying desperately to stay kind of on this, like walking a tightrope. So it feels to me as though Cancer, you feel as though you have been walking a tightrope, as though it's, you've kind of had to yeah, it just feels like walking a tightrope, that this has not been an easy situation for you. I mean the Tower is always something that comes from without ourselves, but personally I also believe it comes from within. It's like something that we kind of manifest in our lives in a way, because it's like we don't fit into this anymore, we don't fit this structure, we need to break through, we need to break free, we need to break out of it. So that's what it's saying to me, Cancer, that during those later half of 2021 into 2022, this has been an ongoing situation that's kind of been building up and building up within you. And I feel as though at first it was the Tower, even when it hit, it wasn't like you recognized it, or you didn't necessarily realize that that's what was happening. It could have been a moment of illumination, it could have been a moment of kind of, yeah, realization of something much bigger in your life. But I do feel as though you feel you've been walking on this tightrope ever since this happened. The 5 of Swords can also be to do with self-sabotage as well, like something that you may have instigated here without even realizing that that's what you have done. And now you're kind of, feels like tiptoeing through the debris. Not sure what has happened, because this light here as well, for me, it almost looks like kind of a real, like something that has really come from outside of your, like outside of your awareness, shall we say, of how much this was going to affect you or how much devastation it was going to cause. So I will quickly pull a card for this as well to see what that energy has been about for you, Cancer. So the Tower energy and 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords can also be an energy of, oh, interesting, we have the Lovers. So it was to do with a situation in your life that involved somebody who you have been in a relationship with or you were in a relationship with. That kind of blew it all apart by the feel of things. Something blew it all apart. And though the Lovers isn't in reverse here, it's interesting because there's a snake behind her here. There's a snake climbing up this tree, but this side of that tree there looks to me like it's literally on fire. Like there's flames, the leaves are aflame. And she's kind of looking up at the angel, so she is aware of something. Whether this was you, Cancer, or your partner, or the person that you have been, like I was saying, you were in a relationship with. Feels like somebody had more insight here of what was going on. Like, because she's looking up to the divine energy up here, whereas he's looking across at her. Almost like he's expecting her to give him the answers. But it just feels like devastation. It just feels like you're kind of sitting there in this debris. So it could have been, with the Lovers card, it could have been that somebody, like a partner, somebody you were in a relationship with, it's kind of wrecked your world, if you like, wrecked that like brought that tower in, some situation, some something that was said, something that was done, a situation that has brought that tower energy into your life. But it does feel as though it goes back a little way. And then we have in February the energy of the Hangman in reverse and the Ace of Earth or Pentacles also in reverse here. So this feels like coming out of this tower and kind of moving into this Hangman energy, like trying to find the answers here, like deeper, searching on a deeper level for what it was. Because this Ace for me is like something that didn't get off the ground. It's like a missed opportunity, like something that should have been solid in your life, something that you were supposed to be building on, were supposed to be foundational with, like something that was supposed to be solid, it was supposed to be stable, it was supposed to be taking you into places of growth, but it didn't. And the Hangman energy here feels like you're really trying to find out why not. Like looking at something on a much deeper level. The Hangman is about looking for another perspective on it, sorry, like a perception that you haven't seen yet, seeing it in a way that you've yet to to realize something. Like it's almost like there's something, you know, there's something there. It's like there's a reason there, but you don't know what it is. And it is to do with this tower energy. It's to do with this tower energy. You don't know what brought that tower down. What was the cause of it? And I also feel as though somebody here, out of the two of you, I don't know whether it's your energy, Cancer, or the person that you were or have been or are trying to still be in a relationship with, but one of you, I feel, is still wanting this relationship, and the other person is kind of looking for guidance. So that could be your energy because of this Hangman energy here as well. This could be you looking for that guidance, looking for a higher perspective, as I was saying, a higher understanding here. And as we move, oh no, I'll confirm first before I move on to March here. So what was the energy, or what is the energy of this Hangman and this Ace of Earth? We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. So again, to do with the lovers, to do with the relationship, to do with wanting to give that cup to somebody, or a love that has been, that is no more. Cancer, you're looking at things from a deeper level. And the Knight of Cups can also be somebody who's very idealistic when it comes to love. It's like they don't see the dangers before the dangers hit. Because when they give their heart, they give it completely. So they trust that person that they're with. Whoever they give their heart and their cup of love to, they have that trust that they're not going to hurt them. But this is saying to me that something has been, that you, Cancer, have been hurt in this situation. This is Knight of Cups energy, is the Cancerian, water, feeling, sensitive, wanting love, needing love. It's like love is your, not just your happiness, but it's your source of kind of, like, how can I put it? Your sustenance is what's coming through here. And maybe that's what this Ace of Earth is also saying here as well, that this was a form of your sustenance. It was your sustenance. And now it's kind of been cut off, is how it's feeling. So there's this sense of yeah, trying to just kind of make sense of it all. And as we move into March, you have the Moon, which of course is the Cancer card, is the energy of Cancerians, ruled by the Moon. And it is upright, so for me this is like full moon energy. When the moon's in reverse, I see it as new moon energy, so more dark energy. But the full moon is much more about revealing things. It's much more about showing what has been kept hidden, bringing things into the light. But you have it interestingly with the Emperor. here as well, which is kind of coming through to me in a similar way as this Hangman, and they are both again in reverse. So I'm seeing these kind of similar energies, and it feels to me here, Cancer, that you're kind of trying to recreate something, because the Emperor is about solid concrete building, creating in the physical realm, but it's in reverse, and it's with the moon. And the moon, of course, is about the emotions. So it's kind of saying to me that there's this situation where you're not feeling in control, like you're not fully in control, that there's a lot of emotional turmoil, that it's upsetting your stability and your groundedness and your solidness. It's like you're not feeling that during this month of March, as we move into March, as from next month. It almost feels like something that is going to, and again it kind of feels like this knock-on effect from the Tower and the Hangman and the Emperor, like losing your sense of groundedness, losing your stability. It could have something to do with your home life. Relationship often goes hand in hand with home life. It could be that there are going to be secrets that are going to be revealed to you as well. Things that you haven't been aware of that are going to it's interesting because it's masculine, it's very masculine and very feminine energy that's coming through here. I mean, the Emperor is very masculine, but when he's in reverse, there's also this sense of him not being like plugged into that masculinity, like not being, not coming from that place of action or doing, or because the masculine energy is very, and again it doesn't matter male or female, it's not about the male or the female gender, it's about the energy, and the energy behind the Emperor is very doing. It's a doing energy. It's an energy that builds empires, goes out and conquers, and it's that kind of energy, and that can be just as much within a female or a woman as it is within a man as well. And you can also get this much softer side of the man and the masculine energy as well. So it does feel like there's this kind of imbalance here. Maybe your emotions at this time, Cancer, are going to be overriding all of your very masculine more active orientated energy here. It feels like something is being oppressed or suppressed, that something isn't being allowed to express itself with the Emperor in reverse here. Like you want to create, you want to build it, something like this structure in your life, like this stability, but unfortunately it feels like there's all this emotion kind of getting in the way. So let's see what we have here. here. We have a cat in the middle of the table, that much I do know. Timing, Lotus, timing. Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles upright, and this is all about loss. This is all about feeling left out in the cold, of not feeling as though you belong anywhere, and that you don't have support, that you're having to do everything alone, on your own, struggling. It can be like a poverty mentality as well, which with this Emperor in reverse as well, it could have something to do with loss at work, or where you put your energy and your time and your effort into, what kind of your empire, your environments, what you build up or have built up in March. Could be, you could feel as though it's being threatened. That stability, that safety, that security. Because we also have the Star in reverse as well. And the Star is a sense of destiny, hope, optimism. Connecting things, Aquarian energy. But when it's in reverse, it feels as though you're kind of very disconnected, particularly with this 5 here as well, being out on your own here. It feels like you're going to be disconnecting from friends, family, possibly people around you, just feeling unsupported is kind of what's coming through here. But the Wheel of Fortune has also come out here as well, and the Wheel of Fortune is upright, so it's kind of saying that it's not going to last forever. But the Wheel of Fortune is turning, and it's upright, so it is turning in your favour. This is just kind of like a blip, shall we say? Not to focus too much on it. What is it? What are you doing? What are you doing, baby girl? Yeah, I know, but you can't sit on all the cards because I need to see them, of course. So in April, you have the Hermit in reverse. And the Hermit is all about leveling up, wisdom, insight, seeing the bigger picture, understanding things from another, well, I suppose it kind of goes along with this energy here. In fact, it is kind of coming out of that Emperor and the Hangman energy, and the Hermit is kind of saying that you need to take a bit of time to think about things here before you rush into anything in April. And it also has the Messenger of Air, which is the Messenger of Swords, Knight of Swords. The Nine of Water in reverse. And the Messenger of Fire, or the Knight of Wands, also in reverse. So with these two cards together, it seems to me as though you're kind of waking up to, with the Messenger of Water here, sorry, the Messenger of Air here. It's like you're waking up. You see her eyes are just kind of beginning to slowly open there. She's just kind of coming into a sense of awareness, which I feel is this Hermit energy here as well, often with the Hermit energy, it doesn't literally mean that you have to go and close yourself off. It just means that you may not want to, or you may, even if you're out partying with friends and people that you know, or in work situations or situations that you're familiar in and are usually comfortable around, you may feel as though you just don't want to partake as much. You don't want to get involved in their conversations as much. You don't really want to, it's not just wanting to, but it's kind of this sense of like not feeling as though you are on that same wavelength anymore. And with the 9 of water here as well, kind of saying to me with the 9 of water in reverse, this is the 9 of cups in reverse. It's the hopes and dreams card, which is similar to this star energy in many ways. Our wishes, our hopes, our fulfillments, what we want to satisfy us and to make us fully happy. In reverse, it's kind of saying that you may be taking another look at what you thought was making you happy, or what you believed your happiness was, as opposed to how you're going to be feeling about it in April. It's like things are changing, things are shifting, which is what this Wheel of Fortune is saying here as well, that there is this shift in the air. And that you are changing on a deeper level here, Cancer, that you are. It is like wising up to something, maturing in many ways. It is, for me, the Hermit is the leveling up card, like the graduating, but it is in reverse. So it's kind of saying that you need to give yourself some time here. And the Messenger of Fire in reverse as well, Knight of Wands. Is saying the same thing, really. It's saying don't jump into anything, don't leap ahead of yourself before you're ready. Prepare yourself, I think, is what's being said here in April. Prepare yourself. Don't leap into things before you have all the information, maybe. Find out as much as you can about a situation. And then take time to reflect on it. Give yourself the time that you need, the time and the space that you need. Because this does involve your hopes and your wishes and your deepest dreams, Cancer. But they themselves are also changing. And what you thought you wanted previously, you're no longer kind of looking at it in the same way. But we have the 9 of Swords here, the card of deep fears, deep worries, stress, nightmares, keeping you up at night, something that you don't feel that you can resolve, that there's a solution to it. It can also be to do when it's up, like when it's in reverse, sorry. It can also be to do with your own guilt on something, like memories, remembering things kind of keep coming up into your mind that just keep playing over and over. It's also come out with the 8 of Wands as well, so that's interesting because this is all about communication. Messages coming in. So it could be hearing messages, from other people, or you sending messages to other people. Because you also have the 4 of coins here, 4 of Pentacles. So there is a situation here that you don't know how to let go or release. Something that you're holding on to, and something that's giving you nightmares. Something that you may want to express, but you're holding on to it, holding it back. And by holding it, it's like you know that you need to say something here. This is all this messenger energy over the top of all this messenger energy here. So the messenger energy, of course, is about communication, talking, expression. But this Hermit energy here as well in reverse is kind of saying very similar energy here, that there is something that you need to hold back, or you are holding back. But there is something that you are learning at this time. And then we move into May, and you have the Death card and the World card, Cancer. So this is Pluto energy. This is transformation energy. This is bringing something to the end of a cycle, like something closing out. And it is a major ending, because of the Death card here as well. You also have the 3, pardon me, sorry about that, the 3 of Earth in reverse. And so this is saying to me that this is basically about not looking back into your future. This is about moving forward, about ending something, closing something out, letting all of this energy here, which has kept you in stress and fear and worry and not knowing how to cope with it or deal with it, feeling that of the loss of something, holding on to something. If you see here, he's got like the pentacle on his head is literally saying that it's on his mind. And then that pentacle that's guarding his heart as well, he's kind of saying that he's not letting it go, and he's got 2 under his feet here as well. So there's something here that's not wanting to be let go, or you're not wanting to let go of, Cancer. But the 3 of, if you see here, when it's upright, she's kind of looking into the future. She's got her hand up over her eyes, and it's like she's looking forward into her future. But when it's in reverse, it's kind of saying to me that there's this sense of looking backwards, looking back over your shoulder, trying to find what you've left in the past. But with the Death card and this energy of this cycle finishing and ending, it's saying what's in the past belongs in the past. Leave it in the past. Don't try and take it with you into the new. Pluto energy as well at this time, Cancer. You have got, especially those of you in the later degrees of Cancer with the Sun at the later degrees of Cancer. Pluto is about to go retrograde again in April, so it's going to go back over from the 27, 28 degrees back to about 26 degrees. So for anybody who's got anything from about 23 degrees of Cancer up to the 0 degrees of Leo, or those last kind of 6 degrees of Cancer, you will be feeling this. This is this kind of final ending of Pluto reversing back again over those same degrees. So this is really kind of like digging down and kind of bringing things up from the past so that you can leave them in the past. So that's what those energies are saying to me there. Let's just have a quick see what the confirmation energy is. My cat is sitting directly in the way. Lotus. Lotus. Yes. Yes. Yes, I do love you dearly. But you are in the way. What am I supposed to do? What have we got, Lotus? Oh, we've got the King of Cups upright, which is literally your energy here, Cancer. So this feels to me as though when you leave this energy behind, when you start to move forward again, when you start looking into your future, when you close out this cycle and allow things to end fully, you are very much going to be standing in your power here. And your power, of course, is your emotions. It is your feeling. It is how you intuit the world around you, how you feel about life. That is your power. And it feels like that's something that you're kind of coming back into. Because the King of Cups is very loving, very forgiving, very caring, very nurturing. And when he's upright, he is fully in command of his emotional well-being. He knows what's right for him. He knows what's wrong for him. So, I don't know why I'm shuffling those cards. Of course, you've gone and sat on the next set of cards, Lotus, because that's exactly what you do. So June, moving into June, we have the Empress in reverse. And the Empress in reverse is covered by the Two of Air, which is the card of decisions. For me in this, and it came out like this, which is why I've put it like this, because I feel as though there is this decision that needs to be made. The Empress could be somebody who you have strong feelings for, Cancer, but it is in reverse. It could be that you need to recognize your own potential here as well, Cancer. There could be two directions for you to take here. When it's in reverse, it does feel again that there's this kind of resistance to letting yourself feel that potential, or knowing that that abundance is there for you. The Empress is permanently pregnant with potential. She is Mother Earth. She represents all of life. The new, the start of something. and it's very feminine energy. But it is covered, like I was saying, by this Two of Air. Now, interestingly, I always think of this Two of Air as being a very hypnotic energy. The Two is often seen with somebody sitting there with two swords, and it's like having to make a decision and being kind of paralyzed, because you know that whichever decision you make, somebody somewhere is going to get hurt by that decision more often than not. So this could be about choice. A choice of moving in one direction or moving in the other. It's like this Two, there is temptation here, or there is like something that is drawing you towards it. You are being pulled towards something, but it's not necessarily something that is going to be fulfilling for you with the Empress in reverse. It may not fulfill all your needs, but there is a strong desire to follow it, to see where it's going to take you. Where is it going to lead? What's it going to lead to? So this could be a person, this could be a job, or it could be a situation, a place, a thing. It's kind of like it could be anything. It does feel as though it could be a person, though, to me. It does feel like somebody who, again, could try to come back into your life, who you do have this kind of, or does have this kind of hypnotic kind of pull over you, or kind of like somebody who knows how to get you to react or respond the way that they want you to, is what I'm getting from that energy. So let's have a look and see. Interesting, you've got two eights here, and they're both in reverse. So you have the Eight of Cups in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So the Eight of Cups is about walking away from something. But it's more than just walking away from something. It's also about going down into the depths of your own emotions in order to get to the bottom of a situation, in order to get to the very kind of the crux of something. And I feel it is to do with this person here. And that they have kind of, in the past, you've walked away from this before. And you moved on. But the Eight of Pentacles in reverse as well is also saying that it wasn't easy. It was hard work. And I feel as though you kind of put yourself or threw yourself into your work, into your stability, as each of these coins here kind of represents a lesson learned in a way, like a skill learnt, something that was learnt along the way. And it kind of reflects with each of these 8 of Cups here as well. So it could be that something, as you leave this past energy here in May, it's like almost as though this temptation comes back around. Possibly to resolve something like once and for all, to complete something here. So in July, you have the World in reverse. You also had the World previously. It came out here as well. Moving on, ending that cycle. And you have the Wheel of Fortune. So it's like the 2 of them together are kind of saying to me that there is a shift of energy happening here, but something has to align. Something has to line up within you first in order for things to kind of unlock. Because if you see there, there is this key. But the Wheel of Fortune is upright, so it is saying that things are moving, but it does feel that it has a lot to do with your own personal world view somehow. That you need to realign your thinking. I mean, these are both major Arcana cards. These are both big energies for July, which of course is also your birthday month as well, Cancer. So it could be that you are literally shifting gears during the month of July, that you are shifting up into a higher gear, but you're kind of needing to align something there within you to bring that about. Again, that Pluto energy could also be having something to do with that as well. Excuse me while I just shout at my cat. Lotus, what are you doing? Lotus. So you have the Knight of Swords come out in reverse here with this energy. And the Knight of Swords talks about moving quickly, away from something. It's like moving away from something, fast action, something that gets you spurred, something that gets you kind of like you're no longer hanging around wondering what to do about this energy here as well. It's like that turn of events, whatever that turn of events is here, you're going to start moving quickly forward with a decision, with whatever it is that you decide about this. Situation. You're not going to be held back. And In August, we have the Strength card and the Two of Cups. So this could be what this coming into alignment and this like fast movement forward could be about for you, Cancer. That you're aligning yourself up with your happiness. You're moving forward quickly. Now that you've made up your mind, now that you've walked away, and you've got the strength and the fortitude. Within yourself. Again, it feels like alignment, aligning your masculine and your feminine energy here, aligning with who you are deep within that you may not have been able to align with so much in the past here with this Emperor energy. It feels like this is the same kind of energy, but here it's much more, what do I want to say? I don't want to use the word forceful. It's much more apparent. It's like this has been kind of subdued in the sense of you're getting out there, doing, being. And it feels like now you're kind of becoming much more in tune. And because of that, this attracts somebody else who's of the same wavelength into your life, into your pond. On an emotional level, the Two of Cups is about that initial attraction with somebody. Recognizing that that person is the person that you want to spend time with, you want to give of yourself to them. And with this Strength card here as well, it's kind of saying that you've got this inner strength now. This inner strength in order to be able to know who you are. And not, whereas it feels with this past relationship here, or this past energy here, that this could have been much more about you, how can I put it, you being much more dependent, shall we say, on somebody else's opinions. Whereas this feels much more leveled up and much more in harmony and in balance. So let's see what the confirmation energy is here. Strength card and the Two of Cups. We have the Hermit in reverse again and the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is saying to me here that he's very, very reluctant to actually take that cup that's being offered. It's there, it's sitting there. It's being handed to him, but he's very much more focused on those 3 cups down there than he is that 1 cup. But they are all standing, so none of these have been spilled. But there is this sense of kind of, with this Hermit energy here as well, there's this sense of kind of like, you know, I've been hurt before. I've been, you know, I've given my heart before. I've given my cup to somebody before. I've accepted somebody else's cup from them before. And it just ended up in disappointment, is how it's coming through. And again, with this Hermit card in reverse, that's twice now you've got this Hermit card in reverse, Cancer. So it's kind of saying that on a deeper level, there's a lot of reflection going on in your life this year. A lot of reflection, a lot of looking at things on a much deeper level. And becoming a lot stronger because of it. But also there is this person, this other person, this other being, this other fish in this pond that you are attracted to, or they are attracted to you, or both are attracted to each other. But there is this wariness. There is this kind of like, should I, shouldn't I? Let me just go back into my cave and think about it for a while. And the danger with that is getting stuck for too long in that kind of overthinking it, because the Hermit can also overthink things, especially in reverse. Because if you see there as well, that star, it's like that star in his lantern there, which is lighting his way, but it's like it's trapped. It's like this star here, this star of hope has been trapped in this lantern. It can't fully shine, particularly when it's in reverse. And the star is the star of hope, destiny, fate, fated encounters. So in September, you have the moon energy again as your major arcana card here. Again, it's upright, your energy, Cancer. So you are feeling very intuitive. You are feeling, again, that sense of kind of being in touch with the world around you, nature, your emotions. Again, you may be feeling very highly emotional, volatile even. And it's come out with the 10 of fire, 10 of wands in reverse as well. And the 10 of fire or 10 of wands is often seen as a card of reaching the end of, almost like reaching the end of your tether in some ways. It's like getting to that point of completion, but exhaustion. Like a hard journey to get to where you are. It's taken a lot. And that's what all these kind of flaming pages here are representing. It's representing a lot of situations, and you're kind of burning through them in a way, kind of letting them go again, releasing things again from the past. But it's taken a lot to get to where you are. Again, it feels like emotionally stable within yourself, knowing yourself really well with this dog here and this wolf here. It's kind of similar energy on some level to this strength energy here, the masculine and the feminine energy, like the, how can you put it, the dog being much more like the tamed energy, and the wolf being that wilder side of your nature. But there's something with this Ten of Fire as well about like just letting things go, just literally like no longer holding on to that baggage. It's time to really let that baggage go, release it. And if it has got anything to do with writing or like things that can be burnt, then maybe just have some kind of small bonfire and kind of release it that way, ceremonial, ritualistically release it, let it go, because once it's on fire, it's kind of, that's it, it's gone. But it does feel here that it's taken you a long time to get to this place of feeling emotionally balanced, emotionally as though you're back in your own strength again. It's a hard journey. It has been. If I look back over the rest of the reading, it does feel as though it has been a hard journey for you here, Cancer. And I'm not surprised, because you have had Pluto opposing your sun sign, wherever your sun sign has been, like early stages of Cancer to the later stages of Cancer. Pluto has been backwards and forwards since 2008, when Pluto first entered into Capricorn. So all that kind of finishing off, ending, completion energy of Pluto, transformational energy of Pluto has been very much in your psyche. So we have the Three of Cups in reverse. We have the High Priestess energy upright, and we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is this same ace over here as well. So this could be something coming back around, or it could be something new. Like before, it felt like an opportunity that never got off the ground, that wasn't actually happening. And this is coming out over the top of this Ten of Fire and this Moon energy. So the Three of Cups in reverse is often seen as a celebration card of something coming back together. It can be reconciliation, like festival, enjoyment. But I also see it as a card of, like after the Two of Cups, when you initially get together with somebody, this is kind of like the honeymoon period being over, and now kind of having to make a decision as to, are you going to put your cup into the ring, so to speak? Are you going to kind of create this with somebody? Because for me, it's a sense of kind of two cups that each person brings together, and then the third cup being the actual relationship itself. When it's in reverse as well, though, it can also include third party. It can be three people involved. or it can be people coming back from a situation that you need to finish off here. With this 10, that you need to still come to some decision. Even though there's this 2 of Cups here, there was that hesitancy to do with this energy, so this could be something from the past as well. Like a sense of I've been there and I've done that before. But we do have the High Priestess with this energy as well. So there is, with the Moon and the High Priestess together, there really is this sense of, especially when they're both upright, there is this sense of knowing on a really deep level. Cancer, just knowing is probably just the best word to say. It's knowing. There is nothing else. It's like you just know on a deep level how you feel. And it's like you can't ignore how you feel. Even though it may have been hard, it may have been painful, there has been lessons learned on the way. But this Ace of Pentacles is saying that there is this new opportunity here to rebuild or to build from this energy. Again, a deep sense of emotional kind of intuitive knowing, just knowing. Knowing what you should and what you shouldn't do. But we do have the Devil energy here. So there is a sense of temptation in October. Or there's a sense of you having to work with your own demons here. Your own inner demons here, Cancer. The things that you haven't dealt with completely, that are still holding you in that cage. Even though the cage is actually open and like he can quite easily escape there, he's actually allowing himself to be held there by his own fears. By his own fears of what happens if he leaves that cage. So the cage is a bit similar to this Tower energy in a way. This structure, it's like safety. It's like coming out of your safety zone is how that's coming through, because it's in reverse. There's a sense of not wanting to look, not wanting to see, not wanting to recognize your own patterns. Your part in something, Cancer, the part that you've played in something, the role that you've played that has brought you into this, or back to this Devil energy, which is basically, I feel, all about your own fears. Because we have the 4 of air and we have the 7 of fire. So it's like, it feels like there's 2 potentials here. There's this 4 of air, which is saying kind of take the time, don't. No, it's not even take the time. It's like just there's a part of you that just doesn't want to get involved. A part of you that wants to just kind of sit there and just wait for it all to pass by, is how this is coming through. Although the 4 of air or the 4 of swords can also include a healing as well. Like a healing energy. But then we have the 7 of fire here. And the Seven of Fire for me today is kind of coming through with this sense of leaping into the unknown. Leaping into the unknown. And we also have straight after that the Fool energy as well in reverse. So that's interesting. So it feels like there's two sides to this. There's a side of you that doesn't want to get involved, that wants to stay back from this. Doesn't want to look at it, doesn't want to take part in it, just wants to ignore it in a way. And just kind of hope that it's going to get better. And there's a part of you that wants to kind of leap into it and kind of get to the source of it. So that's how it feels to me, Cancer. It's like two sides. There's two sides here of yourself. The devil energy needs to be looked at. It needs to be, otherwise it will just keep coming back time and time again, just kind of the same situations just keep coming back into your life until you recognize your part, that this kind of is your energy in the first place. And it could be to do with addictions, and anything can be an addiction. Having to be in a relationship can be an addiction. But it's kind of saying that there's a part of you that does want to look into this, that does want to leap into it and to see what else there is. And there's this part of you that is very reluctant to go there. And this is to do with your energy, Cancer. Got the Fool. So this is about taking that leap. This is about trusting your instincts, trusting your knowing. Trusting that side of yourself that wants to take that leap into the unknown and to take a deeper look in order for it to be it kind of feels a bit like a rebirth in a way with this Fool energy. Very trusting. The Fool is always about trusting in something bigger than yourself. Trusting in your journey, trusting in where you're supposed to be, where the universe is leading you. But there also feels like a sense of like if you do this, then you will come out with this Fool energy that is like renewed, like a part of you that's going to be renewed. But we do also have, straight after this, the Fool again in reverse. And the Six of Air. And the Six of Air, I always see the boat, personally, I view the boat as being life itself, which is kind of taking you, it's that leap of faith. It's like trusting life. It wants to take you to where you should be. And if you don't trust it, then you're not going to get any further. And that's also what I think this Four of Air energy is saying here as well. That if you hang back, if you don't jump, if you don't take that risk of like looking at yourself on a deeper level here, looking at this Devil energy, then it's just going to take you back to the same situations. This Fool energy in reverse is not taking risks. Not wanting to change, not wanting to transform. It also feels as well there's kind of this sense of losing a part of yourself by doing that. Because if you look at his, there is no face behind that. There's just, I'll turn it up the other way so you can see it. There is no face. There's just the clothes, the mask, the jester hat. The hands are there, and he's holding this ball in his hands. Can often be seen or depicted as the world as well. So it feels that from kind of October, November time, there's a risk, an opportunity to change your patterns, your life, your path even. And start afresh. And it could be with a Fool upside down as well. That you may actually be searching for yourself. With this Six of Air, it's often like the Six of Swords. It's like moving out of troubled waters into a calmer space, a calmer place. Leaving the future behind again, moving into leaving the past behind, sorry, and moving into that future. But there's also, I just get this sense of risk, like having to take the risk to do that, to go deeper down into the self. And you have the Four of Wands, which is about a solid foundation, building something with others usually. The Queen of Swords in reverse and the Knight of Wands in reverse. Now, the Queen of Swords is highly perceptive. She's very, very aware and very sharp-minded. She can be sharp-tongued as well, particularly when she's in the reverse here. There could also be a very authoritarian energy about this queen. Unapproachable, particularly when she's in reverse. Feeling that you can't hide anything from her. Very, very perceptive. Like laser sharp. Nothing gets by the Queen of Swords. This could be your energy, Cancer, or it could be somebody else who you are connecting with at this time. It is air energy again. Swords energy. But it is in reverse. And the Knight of Wands again, you had that earlier, the messenger of fire energy here. But this Knight of Wands, and it feels, because this one was also in reverse as well, so it does feel again like something being held back, something that's not being spoken. With the Queen of Swords in reverse here. Like wanting here with the Four of Wands, wanting to take something to a higher level or to another level, to straighten things out possibly with somebody. And that person may not be being very receptive with the Queen of Swords. They may be very cutting. They may cut you off, or they have cut you off, or they will cut you off here, Cancer. Or you may be doing that to somebody else, because this Knight of Wands is also about the grass being greener on the other side, shall we say. Always wanting new adventures, never settling, always moving on. There is a need with the Knight of Wands in some ways for freedom. It is the fire energy, it is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So it's kind of that freedom to express and to move and discover and explore. But when it's in reverse, it kind of feels as though it's being, again, suppressed. And there may also be here with this Queen of Swords in reverse as well, and this Fool in reverse, this sense of kind of keeping things to yourself, not revealing certain aspects of yourself here. Cancer, as we move into November, Four of Wands can also be about risk taking as well, like gathering together everything that you need to build something solidly. I often see it as a card of the future, of something that hasn't happened yet but it's going to happen in the future that you may be aiming for. But it does feel as though you're kind of keeping parts of yourself to yourself here, Cancer, like almost like a secretive, or if not secretive, just kind of like contained energy, like not giving much away at this time. And then we have the Chariot energy here. Often people say this is the Cancerian energy. Personally, I don't see it in that light. I see it more as Aries energy, very kind of driving, active, fast moving. When it's upright, so when it's in reverse, it's saying that there's something that's stuck, something that's very stuck. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, or the Nine of Earth here to finish off the reading. And the Nine of Earth for me is very similar to the Empress energy in reverse, which is literally like June opposite December here. So it's like still carrying this sense, something, you're still carrying something about your own self-worth here, not trusting your own opinion, not trusting your sense of, yeah, just self-worth, who you really are. Again, it's in reverse, and it's kind of reminding me again of this Tower energy here, just the way that this kind of, it's like something kind of shook your foundations here. And I know this is coming into December, but it kind of feels as though you're still not clear of this. All this kind of energy around you here. And the Chariot here also in reverse is kind of saying that things are stuck. And again, we have this kind of tower symbol here. I'll turn it up that way, you can see it, but this kind of tower kind of looking thing there. And again, it feels like kind of keeping something hidden, or keeping yourself hidden, keeping yourself cloaked, Cancer, like you're not, like you're protecting yourself, like literally like being in your shell, like not wanting to come out here. Feeling safe. But at the same time, kind of stuck. And again, but I still, yeah, I get this feeling like that there is this big transformation that is taking place in your life. And you still haven't reached the end of that. With this Pluto energy. You don't feel, with the Chariot in reverse here, you don't feel in control. You don't feel as though you've got your hands on those reins. It feels as though the Nine of Earth there, it feels as though you don't feel that you have the ability to kind of maneuver in your life here. Again, it could be that you just want to hand the reins to somebody else and let them do it for you, which is possibly also why the Nine of Earth is there in reverse as well, because it's kind of just like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's so much easier when I don't have to take responsibility. And then we have the Hangman again, but this time is up the right way. So I do feel as though it does feel as though you do just want to kind of step out, is the words I'm getting here. Step out of life in a way, like not that you want to do yourself any harm, Cancer, but it's more like you just want to step out of it all. You just want to kind of, you want to watch it, kind of like, rather than be actually a part of it. You want to kind of take a back seat here and maybe let somebody else take over for a while, is what this Hangman energy is saying to me. Whether or not that's possible, and whether or not that's a good idea as well, letting somebody else have control of your life is never a good plan. But it does feel, this Hangman, that there is this energy of just kind of like things aren't complete yet. You're taking another backward step, and when I say a backward step, I literally mean you're taking another view of something. Again, you're kind of going into that that energy of needing to see something from a higher level, from another perspective, from another vantage point. It just feels as though it does feel as though you do want to kind of just hand the reins to somebody else and just kind of like just take that time out for a while. But it comes back to your self-worth. And seeing others, or putting others before yourself even. Is what's kind of come through here. We've got the egg card, as I like to call it, because it looks like a fried egg. So this card is now, is the blessing. Life is a timeless moment in the eternal now. You perceive a yesterday, today, and tomorrow, but in reality, there is only now. Focusing on the past or future keeps you from fully living and receiving life's blessings. That's kind of what this feels like, this Hangman energy. Trying to get it out of that light, which is very glary. Because if you look around his head, there is this kind of halo of light, so there is this kind of realization that's happening there as well, but it could be something that's very slow because of the Chariot in reverse as well, that something is stuck there, that you're kind of stuck there in that limbo place. So Focusing on the past or future keeps you from fully living and receiving life's blessings. Bring your awareness within and you receive a timeless blessing. That's what the card is saying there. So let's see what the world offering, that's too many. World offering energies are saying. What's the message? What's the lesson for Cancer overall in 2022? What's the overall message here for Cancer? We have health. Yep, health. Allow me, Divine, to be tender and accepting of my body, no matter what ailments I may have. May I always know it's doing the best that it can. Help me be a loving ally and friend to this sacred form. Interesting. Maybe some of you have health issues at this time that you are dealing with, or maybe others around you. So that's where I'm going to finish your reading, Cancer. I hope that you have got something from it, that it has been of some benefit to you. Please could you thumbs it up for me, give it a like, because it really helps my channel. The more likes it gets, the more recognition it gets on YouTube channels as well. If you haven't subscribed already, please could you do so. There is a little button, a subscription button. If you tap that, the bell comes up, and if you tap that, then you'll get the videos as and when I put them out. Thank you very much to those of you who have already subscribed to my channel, and to those of you who do like and thumbs up my videos. I do really appreciate it for all of you. Also, there is a playlist if anybody's interested in finding out any more. At this time, I'm just kind of focusing on doing the 2022 readings and the new moon and full moon readings. So on my playlist there is a whole set of readings for all the zodiac signs that I have done previously. There's no time or date on them, but there are titles, so if anything grabs you, if anything resonates with you, if you're feeling like it makes sense to you, then it's your reading at the time that you're watching it. And I think that's about everything. Oh, please also, if you feel like commenting on any of the videos that I've done, please do so. It's always really nice to get some feedback from people who watch the videos and to know how they feel about it. I have had some lovely comments on my videos lately, so thank you very much to those of you who have done that as well. And with that being said, I'm going to say once again thank you for watching my videos, and for those of you who have not watched my videos before but have come across to watch me for the first time, thank you for being here. And please take really good care of yourselves at this time, and hopefully I will see you all again soon.